Good morning, guys. So it is Friday morning. I just got out of the shower and I put my pajamas back on. I made this huge effort when I was first out on my own to like get ready for the day before I sat at my computer, and now I like to put either my pajamas or my like workout clothes back on because I don't like to put my clothes on my clothes. I don't like to put on like nicer clothes until I'm like out and about. I don't know why, I just don't like sitting at my computer feeling like I'm like wrinkling a nice shirt or whatever. So anyway, I put my pajamas back on. They're my little lemon pajamas from Soma. Today is Friday, and so I'm going to be going to Dallas. Right now I'm sitting at my computer answering some emails and doing some billing that I needed to do before I go. And then I'm going to head to Dallas, and I'm going to be looking for some fabrics. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And you see a dresser, and that's one of my bridals above my husband's dresser. This is our guest room, and well, it used to be our guest room. Now it is our joint office, which is like hilariously, I don't even want to show you my desk because it is like so incredibly unorganized. And of course, like here, I'll turn around. My husband's desk is like super organized because he's a neat freak. So isn't that great? I aspire to be that way someday. Yeah, so it used to be our guest room, and we always called it like his room and my room because our house is tiny and it's 2-bedroom, and basically the bedrooms are one like long room split in half essentially. And so our master bedroom, I have like my closet, my dresser, all that. So we used to call that my room, and then this his room, even though we've always been in the same room. So I've been making an effort to like drink tea at home, especially since I stopped drinking Diet Coke, which I'm not sure how long it's been since I stopped drinking Diet Coke. I think maybe like a month and a half. So, which is a huge deal for me because I was super addicted to it. And I mean, I would have like withdrawal headaches from it. And I mean, it's like, is Diet Coke a drug? Maybe. And also, like, if I had one after a long, hard day, like, I would feel instantly, like, relaxed, which is terrible. Like, I was, like, having a Diet Coke to relax at the end of the day. Like, some people have a glass of wine to relax at the end of the day, which really, probably, a glass of wine is better for you. So, anyway, I might do a video on how I stopped drinking it because it, like, really seemed like an insurmountable goal for me. And, I mean, I'm still, like, you know, working at it. Like, and I've had a couple of sodas since then, but I've made kind of an active like practice to not have it be like Diet Coke. If I've had something, like if I really, really want something, I've had like a regular Coke, which is still not great for you, or like a Coke Zero, which I understand is still diet, or like a Sprite. But I would say in the last month and a half, I've maybe had like 6 total, which is a lot for me, which is like great for me because I was drinking like probably 6 plus 20-ounce bottles of Diet Coke a day, which is terrible. I mean, I was joking to people that I could have like had an IV drip of it. So anyway, I've done a lot better. But so I've been making an effort to drink tea at home because I lie to myself and say like, oh, I don't need it. And then I end up going through Starbucks inevitably and spending a lot of money. So I thought I'd show y'all my cute coffee cup that my friend Kathleen gave to me. It's like backwards, I guess, in the camera, but it says talk to the palm. So it's really good. Okay, so it's like 12:05 and I've been sitting in my office for the last few hours doing billing and emails and all that. And so I thought I would make myself some lunch before I go because 2 reasons. I'm trying to kind of like slowly lose weight. I'm not going crazy with like, I'm trying not to go crazy with like cutting food groups out and all that, but I'm trying to just like eat smaller portions and a little bit healthier and just in general try to kind of like make it a lifestyle change and not like a diet because diets never work for me. So, because I don't stick to them. But anyway, I am making, I'm toasting some bread and, oh, the dogs want to be let in. The dogs want to be let in. Hold on. Hello, Prince and Princess. Okay, so this is Trumpy, and that's Trammel. Can you say hi, Trammel? And they are Pembroke Welsh Corgis. We call this splooting when he does that, which is hilarious. It's basically, he looks like a pillow pal. He like puts his front legs out and back legs out. Okay, so I am going to toast a piece of bread. It's that oat nut bread. And then I'm going to do some pimento cheese, which I got at Costco. And it's really good. And so I've been using, or the last 2 days since I've been doing this, I've been using the MyFitnessPal app, which you can get for free on the App Store. And I think you have to upgrade if you want it to do like all of the things it does. I haven't upgraded. I've just been using the regular. Kind of going to see how long I stick to it before I upgrade, because I think it's like a monthly charge. But I actually found out about that from, if y'all watch Erin Williams, her channel, she talked about it. She's talked about it several times. So I cannot show you the app on my phone because I'm videoing on my phone, but I will link her post below where she talked about it. So, and I am waiting to put I have a tank top on, that's why my bra is showing. I am waiting to put my like actual shirt for the day on until I eat my lunch, because inevitably I will spill something on it and then I will have to change shirts. So I'm just terrible at that. But anyway, so I'm having, on the MyFitnessPal app, the thing I really like about it is you can just like manually enter. It's kind of like, you know, if you've ever done Weight Watchers or whatever, it'll kind of give you like some calorie, like the calories you can eat every day based on like your current weight and like what you want to be at. But what I really like about it is you can scan barcodes, and it's like, I don't know that it would work for every single food in this world, but if it's like a pretty like common situation or like a name brand, it'll pull up how many calories it is like per serving, which is great. And not that you couldn't manually type that in, but it's just like quicker. And like I did this to kind of like decide how much of this I was gonna have, because like I scanned, I'm doing oat nut bread, and then I'm doing that pimento cheese I showed you, and so I didn't know how much those were, and so I just wanted to kind of like see how much I could use of it, because normally I would just like spread however much pimento cheese I wanted on it, and like, so anyway, now I'm gonna like measure out 2 tablespoons, which is like a little bit easier, because I could see like sort of what the serving size was and how many calories it had in it, so that like makes it just a little easier. Okay, so it says 2 tablespoons is a serving, which that feels like a lot to me, so I'm gonna kind of spread it on the bread and kind of see what happens here. I may just do 1 tablespoon, depending on how much that feels like. I'm trying to do it one-handed and film at the same time. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon, so I'm going to put it on there and kind of see how I do. Okay, so 1 tablespoon was not as much as I thought, so I ended up doing 2, which is, that's what it is. And I did just 1 slice of bread because it's less calories, and I didn't really feel like I would miss the second slice. We'll see. Also, my plates are Juliska's Bamboo collection. I will link that below. They were my everyday plates that I registered for my wedding, but I am obsessed with them. I cut up an apple to go with it, which a green apple is 80 calories. Doesn't that seem like a lot? And please excuse my nails that haven't been done in a lifetime. I'm having another cup of Harney and Sons Fine Tea Earl Grey. A friend of mine gave me this, and I kind of just like let it sit in my pantry for a while, and then I tried it, and it's amazing. And it comes in a really cute little tin that I feel like I will be reusing for something. And I'm having it again in my husband's been drinking Lipton's tea. I'm having it again in my Talk to the Palm mug. Okay, so I'm finally dressed and about to go to Dallas, but I still don't have any makeup on because I generally almost always, unless I'm going to like something at night, during the day I almost always put my makeup on in the car at a stoplight. Isn't that terrible? Does anyone else do that? Tell me in the comments below, because I want to believe that I'm not the only 30-year-old that like 31-year-old. I want to believe that I'm not the only 31-year-old that doesn't put makeup on in their bathroom or at their dressing table like a normal person, like that somebody else puts on makeup in the car just like me. Anyway, so I had a thought while I was eating lunch that I wanted to share with y'all about this whole like food tracking thing, and weight loss in general, is that I am going to try to start thinking about like what I'm going to be doing that day, and try to kind of like anticipate when I'm going to be eating more. Like for instance, like tonight I'm going out to dinner with some friends to this like really awesome place in Fort Worth called Cannon Chinese Kitchen. And it is a Chinese restaurant, but it's not like a chain, like, what do you call it? What is that place called? Not Panda Garden. I can't think of it right now. I'll think of it. The like chain Chinese place. What is that called? Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's not like a chain type Chinese place. It's more of like a it's more of like a kind of boutique Chinese place. And so I think they cook things a little bit healthier, or maybe I'm just lying to myself about that. But their food is amazing, and it's all kind of like family style, and it's really, really good. So I know I'm going to be doing that tonight, and I'm probably going to have like a glass or two of wine. And so I've been trying to kind of like tailor my calories today for knowing that that's going to happen. So kind of like save most of my calories for tonight, because I feel like if I didn't, I would just kind of lie to myself and be like, oh, well, I'll just like, you know, eat normally the rest of the day, and then like tonight I won't have as much, and that will never pan out. So I've been trying to kind of do that. And so like this morning I had oatmeal with a little bit of raw honey and cinnamon and a glass of tea. And then of course you saw I had a pimento cheese like on just an open face, like just one piece of toast, and then an apple and another glass of tea. So now I think I had like 1970 calories for the day, and now I have like 1300 and something left. So I feel like that's a good way to go into dinner. And who knows, I may have a snack, but if I have a snack later, I may have like a string cheese or like another apple or something that's like low in calories, so that I can keep saving my calories for tonight. Also, I thought I'd show you guys what I'm wearing, although I don't have a full-length mirror in my house. Isn't that terrible? We had one a long time ago, I think, or maybe I had one at my old apartment and I just never got one here. But I don't really have a good place to put it. But anyway, I'm going to kind of like flash down. So I'm wearing like white shorts, if you can see, and then this shirt with a peplum hem that's kind of like 3/4 sleeve, and it's sort of like a kind of like a brushed cotton. Actually, you know, I don't wear that much stuff from Target, but these are both from Target. This is it was the Victoria Beckham collection, and I was so excited because I think it was like maybe $35 or $40 originally, which it still isn't bad at all. But I got it on sale on 4th of July. They came over the loudspeaker and they were like, "Attention Target shoppers, we will be having like some like 50% off of our clearance or whatever, like all day." And so this like $40 top was $4.99, which was awesome. And then these shorts that you can't really see are just like white cuffed jean shorts and jorts, if you will. And I got those at Target too for like $20. No, like $29.99. And then I got these sunglasses, which I'm totally in love with. That they're kind of like reflective and they're blue. I got those at Old Navy, and they were, I don't remember, like let's say $7 to $10. They were not expensive at all. So, and they're like my favorite sunglasses. And you can kind of see the sides are like rose gold. So, anyway, and then in a minute I will have makeup on my face. And my shoes are old, but I love them. They're so comfortable. They're just CORGIS loafers, and they're kind of gray, like a light gray pattern. And I don't normally wear, you can kind of see my outfit from above. I don't normally wear shorts to work, but you know, it's hot outside and it's August and it's Friday, so, and I'm my own boss. I packed a water bottle. It's one of these Swell water bottles. I really like it. My godmother gave it to me for Christmas. Thank you, Aunt Shawn. And a Simply Balanced water, which this is like Target's version of LaCroix, and it is so good. If any of y'all are old enough to remember Clearly Canadian, all of you that are like 20 years old are going to be like, what's Clearly Canadian?
But if any of y'all are old enough to remember Clearly Canadian, this tastes exactly like Clearly Canadian. I mean, it's not as sweet because it doesn't have anything in it. It's just like natural flavor, 0 calories. You can kind of see 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbohydrate. So I don't know. It's just carbonated water and natural flavor. So like I've had many discussions with LaCroix lovers, like how do they make it taste good? And it's like magic. But this is Target's brand, and it's really good. It comes in like the tall skinny can, and I love it.
Okay, so I finally have some makeup on. And I didn't do my hair. This is kind of like my new way of doing my hair lately because I hate actually doing it. I mean, I do it for like going out to dinner and stuff, but what I've been doing is I like wash my hair obviously, and then I dry my bangs and just dry my hair just like a little bit for like maybe a couple minutes, and then I put it up in a bun for however long I have. So like today, I mean, it was up in a bun for probably like 2 hours, but and then I let it down and kind of let it air dry, and it kind of ends up looking like what it looks like if I legit curled it and let it fall. So it's like a lot less effort than actually doing it. So anyway, what I was going to tell y'all, kind of explain what I mean when I say like I'm going to Dallas. So I'm an interior designer, and actually I think my official title would be interior decorator. I have a college degree in advertising and public relations, but I didn't get my design degree like from a university. So I'm kind of self-taught. I worked for 2 designers before I went out on my own. And so that's more, they call that an interior decorator. An interior designer is more of like a distinction. But I say interior designer sometimes just because like people are more familiar with that, I guess. But people who have a degree and it get really offended if you're a decorator and you say you're a designer. So I try not to say that too much. But anyway, so when I go to Dallas, I live in Fort Worth, Texas, which is, you know, you've heard Dallas-Fort Worth Airport if you're not from Texas. And Fort Worth is a smaller city on the side of Dallas. So, or it's to the west of Dallas. But anyway, I love it here. But most, like, well, not most major cities, but probably, I'm going to try to hold this with the other hand. Probably, I would say 8 major cities, metropolises in the U.S. Let's see, there's Houston, Dallas, San Francisco, LA, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Dania Beach, Florida. So there's probably 8. I'm probably missing one. I'm sure I am. Cities in the U.S. have like a design center, and that's where like all of the design showrooms that have like fabric and wallpaper and furniture, and all sorts of things where they have their showrooms. So like I have a friend that works for somebody in Nashville, and they have to go, I want to say they go to Atlanta. But you kind of just go wherever your like closest showroom is. But so thankfully, I feel very, very blessed that my closest showroom is in Dallas, which is it's about 35 miles. And so it takes like maybe an hour if you're like going, you know, at a normal speed. There's some traffic, whatever. And then, I mean, I've gotten there in like probably 40 minutes. But that's if there's like no traffic. So anyway, I'm going there to pick up some fabric samples for clients, wallpaper samples, and a couple other things. So that's what I'm doing when I say I'm going to Dallas. And I probably go, kind of depends on the week. There's some weeks where it's really crazy and I end up having to go every day for at least like a couple hours because most of the showrooms are there. And then there are some weeks where I go once, and then there are some weeks where I go twice. I would say twice is probably like my average times to go to Dallas. Excuse me, because it does take up like a pretty fair amount of my day. So I try not to go like every single day, otherwise I would never get anything done. So I'm going from showroom to showroom getting samples. I just walked out of Shoes-Macher. They have so many pretty new patterns. But I've kind of made a practice. I waited for my samples in Shoes-Macher because it just took a second, but I've kind of made a practice of like picking all my samples, and then I'll go back and like kind of pick them all up just so it's more efficient, because you know you have to wait obviously for them to be pulled, and depending on how many you have, sometimes that can take a minute and how like busy they are. So it's like a lot more efficient for me to just go from showroom to showroom and then kind of go run in and pick them back up.
I did end up being starving on the way back from Dallas, so I got this Jack Link's beef jerky. It was 110 calories because I was looking at all of the like I was gonna get like a granola bar or something, and all of them that I was looking at, the calorie content and sugar content and all that, I was like, I pretty much am like, if I eat this, like like maybe 20 to 50 calories away from like a candy bar, and that just didn't seem like a good plan, especially since I'm going out to dinner and I know I'm going to be eating more tonight. So I saw that beef jerky and I was like, oh, perfect, because I just needed a little bit. Like I was just getting kind of that like ravenous feeling you get right before dinner, and I'm not having dinner for another like hour and a half. So anyway, I just needed something to kind of like tide me over, but that was really good, and it was good. It was like a perfect snack. Sitting at a red light at 7th Street, and if you have never been to Fort Worth or you haven't been in a long time, like it is crazy like how much it is changing. I mean, it is just nuts. Like 7th Street used to be literally like a warehouse district, and it was like, we used to come down here in college because there was one bar called the Shamrock, which, fun fact, is where Brian and I met. We used to come down here in college really just to go to that bar, because everything else was just like old gross car dealerships and warehouses and whatever, and now it is like a huge little metropolis. I'm home now and I'm doing a little bit of work before I go to dinner. So thank you so much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will link a bunch of the stuff I talked about in the drop down box below, so be sure to check out those links, and I will see